Hi everybody. I've never made one of these before, but I get ASMR from pretty much everything, so I thought I'd make a video too. I got this book for Christmas from my mom. I have some pretty serious self-esteem problems sometimes, and my mom is the sounding board, I guess, that I tell all my problems to, and I vent to a lot, and I think she worries about me, but she gives me the best advice she can. I'm working on it. I do think I'm getting better at it, but she gave me this book for Christmas. It's very thin. It's just not very long at all. And you can see a lot of, well, every page has a photo. But yes, as you can see, it's called Queen of Your Own Life. If Not Now, When? By Kinney and Cindy Ratzlaff. And it's really some advice sort of disguised in a nice way as a small story, or it's as if you're reading about someone else, about a woman who's taking control of her own life, but it's really for you, the reader, and it's definitely targeted towards women. I in particular feel like I get a lot out of it, but I think it could apply to anyone who's feeling like they're not in control of their own life. It's a hardcover. I like that pink shine for the word queen. Queen of your own life. So I thought I would go through it. I'll skip over the first page because my mom wrote me a note, but I'll go to the next one. I'll do my best to read upside down. And every page has like a photograph, an older photograph that they've added some colors into. So she had no doubt it was going to be a very good year. Her power and knowledge were growing steadily every day. In the battle for herself, she had all of the tools necessary to be victorious. She could be gentle, kind, and loving, but let no one be fooled. She was a warrior queen who had the strength and courage to conquer all that life tossed her way. Her life was a circus, so she decided to enjoy the ride. When she looked for goodness, she found it everywhere, and so she vowed to look more often. She didn't really believe in the word can't, so she replaced it with the phrase, I just haven't figured out how yet. Her philosophy was simple. A judgmental heart was contrary to a joyful life. She preferred to illuminate the good she saw in others, and everyone who crossed her path felt a bit shinier as a result. She decided to be herself and let others do the same. Life was so much easier when you didn't judge. She had a secret that made her seem mysterious and exotic to others. This made her smile, because her secret was simply that she dared to believe. Her gifts of curiosity and creativity were worthy of pursuit. She saw the good in every person she met, and her vision was so strong they came to see themselves through her eyes. She couldn't stop second-guessing her every decision, but when she finally found the courage to take a leap of faith and trust in herself, she was pleased as punch to discover she was pretty darned wise and wonderful. It's a little hard to get the pauses right when you're reading upside down. She gave no mind to the things other people expected of her, for she was her own taskmaster, with a breathtakingly beautiful list of things she expected of herself. She decided to come from a place of love when dealing with herself and everyone else. Being a loving woman didn't make her weak. It made her strong, resilient, and wise. She remembered the adventurous, hopeful, wildly optimistic girl she had once been, and invited that girl back into her life. She was ready to reclaim her true self. She tried so hard to please others and make them like her that she forgot that the only one she really had to please and love was herself. She decided she was done with that rodeo. She shook the dust of regret off her shoes so as not to track that mess into her next new adventure. It was time for her to step up and take care of herself. She decided she needed to open up a big can of whoop-ass. Come to think of it, one can wasn't going to be enough. Such nice colors in this book. And pictures. She wrote herself a note and tucked it into her pocket to pull out whenever she needed it most. It read, "Dear me, that thing you've been dreaming about doing, do it. You are worth the risk. Love, me." She realized she'd been her own harshest critic, and luckily she could stop any old time she pleased. So she did. The ensuing quiet was delicious. She was a disruptive force of nature, boldly performing random acts of altruism, smiling at strangers, and showing empathy to everyone she met. She was a rebel. She didn't always know where she was going, but she liked how she felt in the driver's seat. She was a woman of her word. She said yes when she meant yes, and no when she meant no. Life was too short for fiddle-faddle. She looks like she would say fiddle-faddle. She needed to stop thinking of her life with fear and instead see it for what it is, a bold adventure being led by a very brave woman. The grass was not greener on the other side. She knew because she'd looked. Turned out happiness was a practice, not a place, so she made the choice to practice every day. It's a nice picture. The hills, the flowers, nice grass. Nice color again. She gave herself a gift of a daydream. It was cheaper than a vacation and had 0 calories. She understood the healing power of a good belly laugh and incorporated one into her life whenever possible. She held this strong personal philosophy: there will always be closets to clean, work to do, but the moments of pure fun are fleeting. So she guarded those opportunities fiercely and cherished them with all her heart. You are hereby awarded this Medal of Honor for getting out of bed every day and showing up for life with courage, humor, and hope. It was true. Life could be rough, but it wasn't anything she couldn't handle. All she had to do was keep her hat on, tight, and sit tall in her saddle. She'd be just fine. She handed in her resignation. She was no longer available to be the acting president of the people-pleasing club. The only approval she needed was her own. She was the radiant queen of her own life. Her energy was powerful enough to light up the whole world. Okay, that's the end. Oh. Kathy Kinney. I didn't realize it. Kathy Kinney, one of the authors. She's this one here. If you've ever seen the Drew Carey show, she's Mimi, who on that show is, terrible. Her character is terrible to the main character, Drew. She's so mean and always making jokes and making fun of him, but she's one of the authors. And the other woman, Cindy, says she's an award-winning marketing and branding professional hailed by Forbes as one of the best branded women on Twitter. So, I don't have a Twitter, but I love this book. It was definitely my best Christmas present, and I know it's just a little book, and maybe some of the other presents I got may have, if anyone else was looking at them, maybe they would think those were better, but this one meant the most to me because, my mom cares about me so much, of course, and I don't know, I just thought the general message behind this whole book, it's just a small little book, but it's so nice and positive, and some of it really, really strikes a chord with me. Particularly resigning from the people-pleasing club and saying yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no. I think those are some big issues for me. I always put other people first, and I used to think that was a good thing, and sometimes maybe it is, but if you put people first so much that you don't think about yourself at all, then you just get cast aside and people end up taking advantage of you. And I think that's one of the things that this book is trying to put a focus on and put a light on, just so that you think about it yourself, and you see that you're worth it too. You're not less important than everyone else that you're trying to take care of. And if you don't care about yourself, and if you don't respect yourself, then no one else is going to respect you, and you'll end up falling behind. You won't even be able to take care of the people you'd like to as much as you want to because you're not taking care of yourself. I don't know. I guess I'm just rambling, but this book really meant a lot to me. So, wanted to read it again. It's Queen of Your Own Life by Kathy Kinney, and Cindy Ratzlaff, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly in English. Looks like maybe anglicized German. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this book. I'm sure you can find it anywhere if you want it. I got it for Christmas, so I unwrapped it. It was a present, but I'm sure they sell it at any regular bookstore if you want to buy it. I think it's worth it. Definitely as a gift. I thought it was, I thought it was my favorite present. I do love to read, but I think it was, it's such a small book. It was more the meaning behind it from my mom. Made it special. So, if you want to be the queen of your own life, check it out, or just listen again. I hope you could hear me reading. Again, I've never made one of these, but I get ASMR from almost anything, especially quiet talking. I thought I would read it. And yeah. Okay. Enjoy the book, everybody. And Happy New Year. Happy 2019.